So what do you do if you go to reach down and correct your dog and they bite or nip at your hand? Okay, usually when this happens, it's early on in the training, and the way you respond to it right off the bat will have a big impact on how you have to deal with this moving forward. Okay, now I want to start off right off the bat and say if your dog is biting you in a way that's hurting you, meaning they're breaking the skin in any way, or they're becoming overly aggressive, this technique is not to be used for that. You need to get somebody that can come and put hands on that dog, that knows what they're doing, that can help you one-on-one get that dog under control. This is for that initial just a rawr kind of reaction. And they may touch your hands with their teeth, they may not, but it's not a dog that's really biting you. It's just starting to react that way when you reach down for the lead. Now in modules 1, 2, and 3, I do address this a little bit as we're working through it in terms of how to grab the leads, how to approach the dog and things like that, so you don't develop these negative reactions when you go to get the lead to correct your dog. Because early on in the training, you're going to be walking up to the dog, getting the lead, and correcting them relatively frequently. So, a couple of things. Number one is make sure that you walk up to the dog, you reach down and you grab the lead when there's no correction needed. If the dog reacts negatively, tell them it's okay, knock it off, you're fine. And act like it's no big deal and move on. If they are rawr, like they're actually biting out at you or flaring their teeth or growling or anything like that, the first time it happens, it's really important to get it under control right there. 9 times out of 10, if you grab that lead and you go, phooey that, knock it off. Don't you put your teeth out at me, or don't you growl at me, or don't you bark at me, whatever. But you give that phooey it, you knock that off. Don't back away, but deal with it right then. 9 times out of 10, it'll never happen again. And if it does, it'll be minor. You do the same thing the second time, and it'll be over. For every once in a while, you will get dogs that will go further, and those are the dogs that you need some one-on-one help with. However, there's another aspect to this, and that is how do we avoid it or try and keep it from happening in the first place? Now, this is not 100%, but it goes a long way to keeping us from having to even deal with this in the first place, and that is the way that we approach our dog when we're going to give a correction. So, as you're starting off your training with your dog, when you walk up to your dog, don't always walk up and grab the lead right next to their collar. Walk up and grab the end of the lead or the middle of the lead so that you're a little bit away from your dog, and start off with light corrections. A lot of times we'll get the response we want with light corrections, and we won't have to go to hard corrections, and the dog won't have a negative reaction to the lighter corrections. It'll just be this communication that goes on where we say that's unacceptable, they say okay, and we move on and we don't have any issues. Now, if you are getting a little bit of a growling, or you're getting an avoidance where they're trying to run away or they're moving away from you when you come to correct, be patient, give that pop, take them right back to their place, put them in their spot, and tell them to plutz and blight. So don't let them get away with running away, but don't make a big deal out of it. If you walk up and you go to get the lead and they kind of are freaking out, just tell them it's okay, easy, just relax. And then give them their little bump, make it real small when they're acting this way, so that you make it like, listen, it's not a big deal. Why are you making a big deal out of it? I'm not making a big deal out of it. Relax, you're good. And then the other thing you want to be doing routinely, if your dog starts to develop that at all, is you want to walk up, pick up the lead, just like you would if you're going to correct, and then say, good plutz, good blight, whatever the dog's doing that's good, praise them for it, as in, you did good, you didn't move out of your place, you didn't get a correction for it, good job, drop the lead and move on. So if they start to develop any kind of a negative reaction, you coming up and grabbing the lead, then what you need to do is routinely walk by and grab the lead. Now I'll even do, where I walk by, I pick up the lead and I go like I'm going to pop the dog, and maybe even like I'm pretending like I'm going to do a big hard pop, but I don't actually pop the dog. I just go, good plutz, and I'm going to do it again. Oh, good plutz, good blight. And so I pretend like I'm going to pop, but I don't. Because what the dog needs to learn is, you don't know if you're going to get corrected or not, but what you do need to know is I told you to lay there and to wait, or to do whatever it is I told them to do, and they need to do it. Okay? And again, your level of required discipline in your house is going to vary. Some people want dogs that are really, really disciplined, and if you have a protection dog, you need dogs that are really disciplined. Some people just want a little bit of discipline and they're happy. So you can cater this to your specific needs, wants, and desires, but that is how you deal with a dog that's beginning to react negatively to you approaching the lead. Okay? Don't make a big deal out of it, but don't allow them to growl or bark or have a harsh reaction toward you. Okay? This is obviously better to deal with when they're pups if you have that option. When they're a little bit bigger, that first time I'd give them a pop, I'd tell them knock it off. If they advance beyond that at all, go get help. This is not something that if your dog becomes actually aggressive where they're actually biting you, this is not something you want to deal with on your own. It's very easy to get hurt by your dog in those situations, and you need some one-on-one help. But for everybody else, give that a try. If you have any specific problems that develop or you need some more clarification, let me know and we'll make a video just for you.